I'm Piyush Sharma, year 15 CS276, and today we are going to do the second experiment of stack. So, what is stack? A stack is a collection of data in a simplified form. So, the question for today is demonstrate the working of stack of size n using an array. The elements of the stack may be assumed to be of type integer. The operations to be supported are push, pop, display. Okay, so today we are going to make a menu driven program to push, pop, and display the elements of a stack. So the program for this is we'll start with the header file, hash include iostream, define max 5. We use this to declare the maximum value of the stack, like the maximum number of elements the stack can hold. Then using namespace std, here we are creating a class stack. A class is a combination of data and functions. Then we'll declare some variables, top, stack, max is 5, public, stack, top is equal to -1. So it is basically we use stack, this thing, the public thing, to initialize the value to the stack, like whether the stack is empty or full. Then we'll declare some function definitions like void push int so that the values we give to the stack are accepted for pushing, popping, and displaying. Then void pop, void display. Then we'll call the first function void stack push int n. Then there are two cases. If top is equal to max -1, so that means the stack is full. There is no element in this. The stack is having all the elements in it, and the stack is full. There is no space to push any more elements in it. Else, if the stack is not full, we'll increment the value. The top will get incremented, and the first element will be pushed inside the stack. Now we'll call this second function void stack pop. Pop means to take the values out of the stack. So if top is equal to -1, the stack is empty. Like when there is no element in the stack, the value of top will be -1, and when you increment it, the value becomes 0. That means the stack is holding an element in the position 0. So else cout deleted item is like if you want to pop out elements, we have to check whether the stack is empty or not. If the stack is empty, then we cannot pop out any elements from the stack, and if the stack is not empty, then the first element will be deleted from the stack. Now we'll call the third function void stack display for displaying the values you have popped and pushed inside the stack. For int I equal top, I greater than or equal to 0, I minus minus. This for loop will print all the values we have given to the stack in a manually order. So then we'll call the main function int main. Int will declare some variables like ch character n stack s for loop. Inside the loop, we use the while and do while loop. Uh, as it is a menu-driven program concept, here are the options to push, pop, and display the elements of the stack. Here we are using switch case. Like the first case is enter an element. We enter the element which you want to push in the stack. Then case 2 is pop. We'll pop out the element of the stack. And case 3 is display, displaying all the elements which have been popped or pushed inside the stack. So while choice is greater than or equal to 3, because you cannot display anything if you haven't popped or pushed any element inside the stack. So first you have to display. No. First you have to push elements inside the stack. Then only you can display the elements of the stack. Otherwise, you cannot display the elements of the stack. Now I'll show you an example of this. We'll take output of this. So okay, the options are push, pop, display. We'll push the value, enter an element. So let the element be 9. It has been pushed. Again, we'll push a value, push, then enter an element 88. We'll display the values. So yeah, here it is showing 9 and 88. It's correct. The program we have given, it's correct. So we'll pop the values out. So pop, deleted item is 88, again pop, deleted item is 9, and again if you pop, yeah, it is showing that stack is empty. So thank you. This is the concept of stack implementation.